if the Titans go with Cam Ward at number 1 overall, what will the Browns do with the second overall pick? What is your – and we're just having a conversation here. We're not going to hold anybody to it. But as we stand right now, what do you think, Chris, the Browns do with that second pick?
Now I haven't done defensive tackles and offensive linemen, right? So those are two positions I don't know. But I do feel damn good in that I've watched the pass rushers, and Abdul Carter is definitely worth the second pick of the draft. And you want to take your team up another level, special, whatever. Myles Garrett coupled with Abdul Carter would be one of the best pass rushing duos in football from the get-go. This is Abdul Carter's. It's Micah Parsons-ish. It's Von Miller-ish. It's about as explosive as you're going to see a 250-pound man move. The quick step, just the ability to bend around the edge, all that, Mike. Like, it's elite. It's elite stuff. It really is. He's an elite mover. He's not some stiff, just big, strong guy. He can really weave through traffic. He's fast as hell. He's tough as hell. I think Cleveland will go Abdul Carter there. I don't think there's any doubt.
Are we concerned? Should they be concerned about the foot problem that he ultimately didn't get surgery on?
I know. I'd be a little bit, yes.
Stress reaction. That's a lot of eggs to put in that basket in the event you got a guy that can't play.
Right, and definitely in a part of the body that's really crucial for a pass rusher. We have the guy, and I'm going to Tyree, who was drafted out of Texas Tech, who went to the Raiders at pick number 7, 3 years.
Tyree Jackson.
Exactly.
Tyree Jackson.
Is it Jackson? I don't know if it's Jackson, but either way.
Tyree Jackson.
All right, well, look it up real quick.
No,
if you don't.
Tyree Jackson was the guy who was going to be the quarterback, who was going to be like this great quarterback. There were certain people saying he's going to be a great quarterback, and ended up being a tight end and a receiver. So I'm getting my names.
Yep. All right, I got it.
You got it. Who is it?
I do. It's coming up here any second. Tyree Wilson. There he is. Tyree Wilson,
not Tyree Jackson.
But he had the foot problem, and he hasn't really lived up to top 10 pick expectations yet. And that was an issue for him all through his rookie year. Last year was a little bit better. But here we are in year 3, and it's like, ever since that injury happened, things haven't been the same. Now, I don't know the severity of it totally there. But, yeah, on a foot, when you're coming around the edge and applying a lot of force into the ground, and now you're going to have 320-pound offensive tackles pushing on you and doing all that, that definitely would concern me a little bit for sure, Mike.
Yeah, and that is part of the risk of exercising that pick on a guy where there is that red flag. That's why they bring everybody to Indianapolis. They'll have him, presumably, and others go back for the medical recheck. That's always an important step in the pre-draft process. The guys who are asked to return to Indy for a closer look at whatever it is that's going on. It's the last chance. It's the final look-see at a guy's health that gets shared with all the teams, and it factors into whether or not the decisions are made. And we'll see a report that the letter was sent by the foot specialist to all the teams explaining why everything will be fine. It's just part of the pre-draft ritual. So if they wouldn't go Abdul Carter, do you see any scenario where they go Shedeur Sanders at number 2, Travis Hunter at number 2, a couple of Colorado guys, the sexier names in this draft class, all due respect to Abdul Carter, but offensive guys, skill position guys tend to get more buzz. Do you see him going with either of the Colorado guys?
I mean, you could justify the quarterback move for sure. You could. And again, not like I've said before, I like Shedeur Sanders. I don't think he's like the top 5 pick type of guy. But again, if you have a grade on him and you think he's a starting quarterback and he's got a lot of the other things and tangibles and things that you like behind that, and you're sold on that he could be your guy, then I'm not against overdrafting the guy you think could be the face of your franchise. And I know some people will probably talk to me and yell at me on the screen right now and go, they're not overdrafting if they take Shedeur too. I'm just saying for my own personal expertise, I think that's a little high for him. But either way, yeah. I mean, I certainly could see that. The Travis Hunter thing is interesting, Mike. I mean, I know we're going to talk about my wide receiver ranks here in a little later. He is the number 1 receiver in the draft. He is special. He is definitely a more special wide receiver than he is DB. Like, as just alone, I would just say, and again, I haven't gone full in on the corner stuff yet, but I've seen enough of him to go, he's a top 5 wide receiver pick. He's that kind of guy. He's special. I think if he just played corner, I don't think we would be going he's a top 5 pick at corner. That would just be my 2 cents if I had to make a banner statement. But his receiver play is really, really special, and he's a phenomenal football player. He has incredible feel. It's like he grew up playing backyard football all the time. He just knows how to do everything, defense, offense, all of that, let alone I think he can be an all-pro receiver that leads the NFL in receptions. He's got that type of talent. So, yeah, I could see that at 2, Mike, for sure.
And the other thing we have to remember, at the end of the day, the person signing off on the pick is the owner. As much as the owner would like to say, oh, no, I don't tell my football people what to do. We know how this works. We know that the football people are paying keen attention to the messages and the signals and the questions coming from the owner. They know who the owner wants. They knew 11 years ago that the owner wanted Johnny Manziel, or the homeless guy got blamed. That poor homeless guy got blamed for one of the worst first-round picks of all time at the quarterback position. But there's been an impulsiveness to Jimmy Haslam when it comes to the quarterback position. We saw it with Johnny Manziel. We saw it with Deshaun Watson. Hey, we know we need a franchise quarterback if we're ever going to contend year in and year out. I'd just like to contend year in and year out. Can we contend year in and year out? If we get Shedeur Sanders and he's good, yes. And this is the other side of it. You don't want to be the team that passed. We haven't pulled that thread yet this year. You don't want to be the team that passed on the guy that becomes the superstar somewhere else.
I hear you there. I hear you, and that's what would scare me about Shedeur. I hear that. Or anybody. Travis Hunter could be that too, or Abdul Carter. They're going to have a tough pick here and figuring out what they want to do.
It's harder to become a superstar as a pass rusher. Remember when the Texans took Mario Williams 19 years ago? The argument was he's going to need 3 sacks a game to justify the comparisons to Reggie Bush and Vince Young.
Yes, I hear that. Right.
Gave us the curveball and took him instead of Reggie Bush.
Right.
The stats aren't always there.
No.
To say, oh, well, yeah, hey, well, you blew it. You should have taken that guy.
No,
unless
you're
he's getting
right.
2.5, 3 sacks a game.
You're exactly right. People want the sex appeal, all of that. Mario Williams had a better career than both of those guys for sure.
Yes,
but yeah, it wasn't sexy enough and splashy enough early on in the whole process to where people questioned that pick altogether, and especially with Vince coming out of Texas and USC and Reggie Bush and all of that there. So yeah, I know Cleveland though, they do got an option. And I know what Andrew Berry at the NFL Combine, right? He was one of the first ones that came out and said with Travis Hunter, no, we're looking at him as receiver, right? And again, like I said, I'm not all the way into the DBs yet, but I've seen enough to go, he's not the special DB that he is receiver. Receiver, he could be one of the best route runners in football. Receiver, he's almost untackleable. And that's probably not a word, but we're going to add it to the Simms.
Untackleable.
Untackleable.
Add a
right.
in there.
Exactly. Untackleable. All right. By the first guy. The first guy never gets him, Mike. I mean, he breaks the guy's ankles or runs by him or whatever every time. Let alone at 6 foot, 188 or whatever. Plays big, right? Plays bigger than you think. Jump balls, contorts his body in so many crazy ways. It'd be interesting to see what Cleveland does at number 2. I'll be interested.
Speaking of Simms, there is, I think, an investigation into whether or not you apologized to Edinburgh yesterday instead of Edinburgh. I was alerted to that, although I thought you did say Edinburgh, which I assume is a town in Scotland. I haven't checked.
It is.
Edinburgh is not.
No, Edinburgh is not. I thought I said Edinburgh.
LaGuardia.
Right. I thought I remember one of the people in Vegas, or we had somebody that we met was from Edinburgh, so I was trying to give them a little love.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.